What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Following the recent news surrounding UFC 324, Kayla Harrison has officially addressed her withdrawal from the bantamweight title fight against Amanda Nunes. The former Olympic gold medalist confirmed that she was forced to step away from the bout after undergoing surgery to repair herniated discs in her neck. In her statement, Harrison explained that the decision was not easy, describing the situation as one of the toughest moments of her career. She revealed that the surgery took place in New York City and was performed by a specialist, emphasizing that her health had to come first. While clearly disappointed, Harrison acknowledged that rescheduling the fight was unavoidable under the circumstances. Harrison expressed sincere apologies to Amanda Nunes, noting how much she was looking forward to the matchup and the opportunity to compete on such a massive stage. She also took time to thank the UFC for their support throughout the process, highlighting how well the organization and its medical staff have taken care of her during this challenging period. Gratitude was a major theme in her message. Harrison thanked her doctors, including her specialist in New York, for providing excellent care and guiding her through the surgery. She also showed appreciation for her family, particularly her mother, who stepped in to help care for her children while she focuses on recovery. Additionally, she thanked her coaches, teammates, and the entire American Top Team for standing by her side. Harrison acknowledged that this marks the first day of her recovery journey, making it clear that her focus is now on healing and coming back stronger. She spoke openly about her faith, stating that while she may not understand the reason for this setback, she trusts that it is part of a greater plan. She emphasized her commitment to staying grateful through both the highs and the lows. Closing her statement, Harrison reassured fans that this is not the end of the road. She promised that she will return determined and motivated, and thanked everyone for their continued support as she begins the road back to competition. Before we continue, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all our latest content. Moving on to another news. Paddy Pimblett has strongly responded to his recent war of words with Dan Hooker, addressing the controversy and making it clear that he believes a line was crossed during their exchange. The situation began after Pimblett appeared in an interview last week where he made a remark criticizing Hooker's grappling ability. What Pimblett described as a harmless analogy quickly escalated when Hooker fired back with deeply personal comments. According to Pimblett, he never intended to insult Hooker's family and insists that his comments were taken out of context. He clarified that he never said anything negative about Hooker's mother and even described her as probably a lovely woman. Pimblett emphasized that his original remark was purely a comparison meant to highlight what he believes is Hooker's weakness on the ground, not a personal attack. The situation took a serious turn when Hooker referenced Pimblett's close friend Ricky, who tragically died by suicide in 2022. Pimblett expressed shock and frustration over the comment, stating that bringing up someone who has passed away and cannot defend themselves is completely unacceptable. He revealed that the situation became even more distressing when members of his late friend's family reached out to him, confused and hurt by what was being said publicly. Pimblett criticized what he sees as a double standard within the MMA community. He noted that while his comment sparked backlash, very few people publicly condemned Hooker for mentioning a deceased individual. Pimblett described the response as very strange, adding that no matter what he says or does, he often feels portrayed as the villain. Continuing his critique, Pimblett dismissed Hooker's current standing in the lightweight division, pointing to Hooker's recent record and losses. He argued that Hooker is no longer on his level, especially as Pimblett continues his push toward championship contention. He also referenced Hooker's knockout loss to Michael Chandler, questioning how critics could label Chandler as washed while still defending Hooker. Pimblett concluded by reiterating that mentioning someone who has died, especially in a way that implies blame, is crossing a line that should never be crossed in combat sports or any other arena. Moving on to another news. Daniel Cormier has addressed recent comments made by Jon Jones, responding directly to being labeled a derogatory name and accused of mistreating staff during their time filming a reality show together. Speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, Cormier gave a candid and measured response to Jones's remarks, offering insight into their complicated history and where things stand today. Jones recently claimed that Cormier was difficult to work with during the filming process, alleging that he treated staff poorly, acted bossy, and failed to connect with other fighters involved in the project. When asked about those claims, Cormier made it clear that he found the comments surprising, especially given the amount of time they spent working together. Cormier questioned the credibility of Jones's statements, pointing out that numerous people have worked closely with him over the years without raising similar concerns. He acknowledged that while Jones may genuinely view him that way, those accusations do not reflect how others who know him professionally would describe him. Cormier explained that during filming, he and Jones were around each other daily and maintained a professional and cordial relationship. He noted that there were even moments where they laughed together and shared light interactions. However, Cormier emphasized that professionalism does not equal friendship, especially given the history between them. Reflecting on their rivalry, Cormier admitted that while he no longer carries the same emotional weight from their past conflicts, he also has no desire to form a personal bond with Jones. He referenced the deeply personal nature of their feud, which included harsh words exchanged about each other's families and years of animosity inside and outside the cage. Cormier also addressed Jones' repeated controversies, stating that he does not feel obligated to overlook past behavior or pretend that everything was acceptable. While he is capable of working alongside Jones respectfully, Cormier made it clear that forgiving and forgetting are not requirements for professionalism. Concluding his remarks, Cormier stated that he is comfortable with where things stand. He can coexist in a professional environment, fulfill his responsibilities, and move forward without resentment, but he does not feel the need to be friends. As he put it plainly, he is a grown man, and it is simply what it is. Moving on to another news. Reinier de Ridder has shared his thoughts ahead of his upcoming matchup against Caio Borralho at UFC 326, describing the fight as an ideal stylistic pairing and an important step forward in his UFC journey. Speaking ahead of the bout, de Ridder expressed renewed motivation and confidence as he prepares to return to full training. De Ridder revealed that he is finally feeling fully refreshed and ready to push himself again after a demanding period of preparation. With the fight scheduled for March 7th, he believes the timing is perfect, allowing him enough time to fully commit to an intense training camp and return to peak form. He described the matchup as not only exciting for fans, but also highly favorable for his skill set. According to de Ridder, Caio Borralho represents the kind of opponent that brings out the best in him. He views the matchup as competitive and technically intriguing, noting that stylistically it aligns well with his strengths. While he did not go into specific tactics, de Ridder made it clear that he sees clear opportunities to impose his game and make a statement inside the octagon. Beyond this fight, de Ridder also discussed his long-term plans regarding weight classes. He admitted that cutting down to middleweight has taken a significant toll on his body over the past year, placing considerable strain on him physically. As a result, he has begun seriously considering finishing his career at light heavyweight, where he would no longer need to endure such demanding weight cuts. However, de Ridder emphasized that he is not in a rush to move up just yet. He believes he still has unfinished business at middleweight and wants to prove himself further before making the transition. Among his goals is demonstrating that he can defeat elite contenders on any given night, referencing his desire to show that certain past results do not define his true ability. Ultimately, de Ridder sees the Borralho fight as a key opportunity to re-establish momentum, test himself against a high-level opponent, and continue building toward championship aspirations. With renewed focus and clarity about his future, he is determined to make the most of the challenge ahead. Moving on to another news. Islam Makhachev has addressed growing speculation surrounding a potential super fight with Ilia Topuria, making it clear that while he is not opposed to the matchup itself, he has no intention of returning to the lightweight division to make it happen. Speaking in a recent interview, Makhachev explained his stance and outlined why the fight does not currently make sense from his perspective. Makhachev stated that he is open to facing Topuria under the right circumstances, but only if the bout takes place without him dropping back down to 155 pounds. According to the former lightweight champion, he has already accomplished everything there is to achieve in that division. He emphasized that he vacated the lightweight title without ever being defeated and chose to move up in weight for new challenges, not to revisit old territory. From Makhachev's point of view, returning into lightweight to fight for a belt holds little appeal. He questioned the incentive, noting that he has already held the championship and does not feel motivated by reclaiming something he never lost inside the Octagon. Instead, Makhachev believes the responsibility should fall on Topuria to move up if he truly wants the fight. Makhachev explained that Topuria has far less to risk by moving up in weight. If Topuria were to lose at a higher division, he could simply return to lightweight and continue defending his title. Makhachev, on the other hand, would be giving up momentum and position by moving back down, which he sees as unnecessary and illogical. He also questioned Topuria's readiness to face elite competition at lightweight, pointing out that the newly crowned champion has not yet proven himself against the division's top contenders. Makhachev stressed that there are established lightweights who deserve high-profile fights, specifically mentioning Arman Tsarukyan as one of the fighters actively calling for Topuria. In closing, Makhachev made it clear that he has no interest in calling out champions from lower weight classes who have yet to build a resume in lightweight. While he remains confident and open to big fights, he believes they must make sense competitively, and for now, that means staying right where he is. Moving on to another news. UFC President Dana White has firmly shut down speculation surrounding a potential fight between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, particularly the idea of the bout taking place at the White House. Addressing the rumors directly, White made it clear that the matchup is no longer realistic and is not something the UFC is considering. When asked whether a McGregor versus Chandler fight could realistically happen in that setting, White was blunt in his response. He explained that the discussion around that matchup dates back several years and has since run its course. According to White, it is not a fight that would be entertained for a high-profile event like a White House card, effectively closing the door on renewed speculation. During the same interview, White also discussed Arman Tsarukyan's current position in the lightweight division and why he was passed over for a title opportunity. White acknowledged that Tsarukyan was once in line for a championship shot, but emphasized that circumstances changed due to missed opportunities. He stressed the importance of reliability when it comes to world title fights, stating that the UFC must be able to fully count on a fighter when a championship is on the line. White explained that Tsarukyan has already been given chances to elevate himself into title contention and failed to capitalize when it mattered most. As a result, White believes Tsarukyan now needs to work his way back up the rankings rather than expecting another immediate opportunity. He compared the situation to other fighters who have faced similar setbacks after failing to seize key moments in their careers. To further illustrate his point, White referenced past examples where fighters questioned why they were not receiving title shots despite winning streaks. He noted that context and timing matter just as much as victories, and not every situation is the same. While some fighters grind for years without a chance, others are given opportunities but do not deliver when it counts. White concluded by reiterating that championship fights require trust, discipline, and professionalism at every stage. Until Tsarukyan proves he can consistently meet those expectations, White believes he must earn his way back into serious title contention, just like everyone else. Moving on to another news. Former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman has issued another heartfelt apology following the accidental leak of a private FaceTime conversation involving heavyweight boxing star Anthony Joshua. Addressing the situation publicly, Usman accepted full responsibility and described the incident as a rare and difficult moment in his career. Usman explained that making a public apology was not something he had ever done before, as he has never found himself in a situation that required such a response. However, he emphasized that this case was different and that taking accountability was absolutely necessary. According to Usman, one of the most important principles he lives by is owning up to mistakes, regardless of whether they were intentional or accidental. He admitted that the situation stemmed from an oversight on his part, specifically failing to fully review a video vlog before it was uploaded. Usman stressed that anything published on his platform ultimately falls under his responsibility, and missing the leaked clip was entirely his fault. That realization, he said, was one of the reasons he felt such deep frustration with himself. Usman also shared that he was upset because the leak placed Anthony Joshua, whom he referred to as his Nigerian brother in an uncomfortable position. He expressed disappointment that the leaked footage opened the door for public speculation and criticism about Joshua, with people judging his demeanor and drawing unfair conclusions. Usman said it was painful to witness and something he deeply regrets allowing to happen. Beyond the external backlash, Usman admitted that his anger was primarily directed inward. He was frustrated that his mistake created an opportunity for others to attack or misinterpret Joshua, something he feels goes completely against his personal values. He reiterated that none of this reflects his character or intentions. Closing his remarks, Usman made it clear that he takes full responsibility for the incident and cannot apologize enough. He stated that he continues to feel terrible about the situation and remains committed to learning from the mistake, emphasizing that integrity and accountability are core to who he is as a man and as a professional.